a smooth Pina colada. How's it going? So, what are we going to do in this video? Well, we're going to continue the trend of optimizing kitchen appliances, and a big thank you to these two comments. Because what are we going to do? Make a giant blender. I have decided in my ultimate wisdom to use a lawnmower, because I couldn't think of anything else more designed for blending. Or taking fingers off. Depends on how you look at it. I think it's worth addressing the elephant in the room. I have a lathe! It spins and cuts things. Oh, that was the wrong elephant, wasn't it? You were talking about my arm. Well, I can't use it. It's just tucked away. I may or may not have cut through some tendons. Not ideal. But that's okay, that won't stop us. That might stop us, but we'll see what we can do. This is going to be our jug. Now it's 220 litres, which is possibly a little bit large. So let's cut it down about halfway. Hopefully that's big enough. It's mostly welded together, just some loose tacks. I kind of just waved the welder at it. Anyway, the next thing we need to do is get the motor from the lawnmower and kind of mount it up. But before that, a word from our sponsor, my lovely Patreons. Thank you so much. You are directly funding and supporting this and enabling me to make more of these projects. And if you too want to see early access to my videos or just a bit more of some updates on what I'm up to in my projects, then check it out. Link in the description. Anyway, let's get on with it. The holes are in the correct location. Now that's a first, isn't it? Anyway, next thing. A smart person would use leftover mower blades. You know, they're free, they're hardened steel, they're balanced, and they are blade shaped. Anyway, we've finished up our 4 rotors. Yep. We are progressing fantastically, which is great. Now, we're working on the main bottom bearing. Now, it's slightly smaller than the main shaft, so we've got a little shoulder, so it takes all of the weight, which is kind of important because I think we're slightly heavier than the original lawnmower blade. And the main crank bearing's already under enough pressure. Pretty much the same as my t-shirts and their futile war in covering my gut. Let's do a quick test. I don't want to rev it up or anything, but let's see if it works.
I don't want to rev it up or anything.
Good news, it works. Bad news, it's utterly terrifying. I mean, are you surprised that a human-sized blender is terrifying? Shouldn't be. have a protection zone so you don't get amputated. Now, we need to add a bearing to the spinny thing because it's wobbling. We need to work out how we're going to deliver our ingredients to be blended. And I'm thinking we just go with a bucket. Nice and simple for once. So we'll just dump them in and hey presto, we have a delivery mechanism. Also not sponsored. The bucket tippers work! Yeah, that is surprising my voice, absolutely. Now, I welded the hinges up and welded the rolled bits of the hinges so they're hopefully a little bit stronger, because if you fill one of these with water, yeah, that's 20 kilos. And I think at the moment they're going to struggle with 5 kilos, that is. But I saved $1 getting them from getting the reinforced ones. I wish I'd got them. Okay, so we're making the chute. Now, I'm just going to use the lid from the barrel, save on some materials. Just enough for us to get tetanus. Nice. Just fold it, roll it, and shape it. That easy. Well, I guess you'll know when I'm using it because it's quite squeaky. Or the fact that the engine's running is probably a bit of a telltale sign. Anyway, we are working out how we are actually going to tip our buckets into the barrel. Now, with my precise cord here, it takes about 1 meter of movement to tip the barrels, which is a lot, yes. And all the buckets full is 60 kilos. So connecting it to a lever, it doesn't seem so practical, does it? So, why don't we connect it to a mini winch, connect it to our drill. Yeah, that seems pretty cool though, doesn't it? Alright, my definitely not over the top winch is all done, and I couldn't help myself and I made a handle for it too. Now the bearings, they're a little bit crunchy. Not sure if it's the fact that they're 50 cents or that I hit them with a hammer. We are now on to making the rope and pulleys and all of that stuff. Yep, we've been productive, I'd say. We're done! I know, finally, but bucket's all mounted, throttle's on, safety things are in place. Pretty satisfying. Final touch is done. Just so I don't get confused. It doesn't matter, does it? We want to be able to walk away with this. Walk away from this. Some apples. Good, 10 kilos of apples. Yikes. It's blended, that's for sure. We're still too fast in the water, but that's alright. Well, it tastes like ice, water and mushed apple. So, let's address the water issues and reset. Oh look, there's metal flakes in it, yum. There must be a better way of doing this than whatever I'm doing. I have indeed found a better way of doing it. This time for fruit we've got apples, bananas and oranges. Don't worry, they don't need to be peeled. They've still got the stickers on them too. It's worked fantastically, absolutely terrifying, but we now have a smoothie. You know, it's actually got a really good smoothie texture, so the blender bit has worked out fantastic. I'm just a little bit concerned about the skin of the orange and the skin of the banana. Definitely got some bitter notes. Now it is time to actually use what this blender was designed for. That's right, to make margaritas. Except I made a mistake and bought all the ingredients to make pina coladas. We have ourselves 2 pineapples. Now another key ingredient is coconut cream, but I've done one better. I've got 3 whole coconuts. Nice. This is going to be a virgin pina colada. I'm going to call this a complete success, bar the fact that we threw half the ingredients in about a 10-meter radius everywhere, but that's okay. It is completely blended and now we have a smooth pina colada. That is actually pleasant. Well, except for the fact that there's wood chunks in it, it is actually quite nice. Anyway, I now have an itch for blending things, so let's grab the rest of the fruit and other things and blend it. 1 bunch of bananas, 1 apple, a heap of lemons, 1/2 of an avocado, 1 cold cup of tea, extra tea bags for flavour, some flowers, 1 beer, and 1 shoe. It's got a solid foundation of musty feet with a aroma of flowers with a solid core of lemon. Don't really taste the beer, nor the avocado, or apple for that matter. My yearly intake of plastics. Nice. Now I'm going to have to figure out a way of filtering this so I don't dump plastic everywhere. Probably should have thought of that before I did this, but anyway, kind of been impressed, to be honest. The blender blended. Kind of important for a blender to do that. It was absolutely terrifying to operate, but what's the point of having a smoothie if you don't fear for your life? Super surprised at how well it worked, but disappointed that we're only able to get 30 litres out of it before the drag on the blade was too much for the motor. But there's a whole bunch of ways we can optimize this, you know, blade, motor, gear ratios. So yeah, stay tuned, we might optimize it a little bit more. Anyway, let me know in the comments below what your favourite part of the whole build was. I have to say the winch was mine. It was pretty satisfying. Anyway, if you enjoyed the video, a thumbs up is greatly appreciated. Helps me out in the old algorithm. And if you want to see more of these shenanigans, subscribe. Yeah. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. See ya.